Imagine you're floating in the dark, not falling, not rising, just drifting. Around you, there is no sound, no up or down, only a soft pressure of stillness. Yet, beneath that silence, something vast is breathing. The universe itself, a quiet, endless inhale and exhale of light and time. Hey guys, tonight we're not chasing meteors or counting galaxies. We're simply listening to the faint rhythm that moves through everything from the smallest atom to the largest cluster of stars. So, before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And if you feel like sharing, tell me where you're watching from and what time it is for you right now. I love seeing the world come together in one sleepy constellation of lights. Now, if you're ready, let's begin. There's a hum beneath existence, not a metaphorical one, but a real vibration. Astronomers call it the cosmic microwave background. It's the oldest sound in the universe, a faint radiation that fills every corner of space. It's what's left from the Big Bang, the afterglow of creation itself. If you could tune an ancient radio between stations, that faint static you'd hear, that's the echo of the beginning. Every breath you take carries that ancient signal. Every quiet room holds its whisper. The universe was once a roaring storm of fire and plasma. But over billions of years, it expanded, cooled, and softened into something tranquil. Today, that expansion continues, stretching like a slow cosmic sigh. Space is not empty. It's filled with invisible threads, dark matter, dark energy, silent forces, holding galaxies in their graceful spirals. We can't hear them, but their rhythm shapes everything, from the orbit of moons to the path of your heartbeat. Sometimes, I like to think of galaxies as lungs. They inhale dust and gas and exhale light. Stars are born, burn, and die their ashes, seeding new worlds. Even in death, they feed creation. Somewhere out there, a star just collapsed, its final breath traveling across light years to brush gently against your eyelid as you fall asleep. The universe doesn't just exist, it moves, softly and continuously, like a sleeping creature dreaming of itself. And what a dream it must be. Billions of galaxies, each holding billions of stars, each star with its own family of worlds. When you look up at the night sky, you're seeing the past. The light from the nearest star took years to reach you. From some, it took centuries. From others, millions. You are literally surrounded by ghosts of light stars that may no longer exist, yet their glow continues to wander through time. Every night sky is a memory, shimmering and alive. If you were to travel far enough into space, you'd notice something else. The soundless pulse of energy. It's not music, but it behaves like it. Waves of radiation flow like harmonies. Gravity bends light like a bow across strings. In fact, physicists sometimes describe the universe as a cosmic symphony, with every atom vibrating at its own note. Together, they form an infinite chord, one that no ear can hear, but every soul can feel. You are part of that music. The atoms in your body were forged in stars that lived and died long before Earth was born. Your bones are ancient calcium from forgotten suns. Your blood carries iron once locked inside the heart of a supernova. When you breathe, you echo the expansion of the cosmos, a miniature reflection of the universe's great inhale and exhale. You're not separate from the stars. You are the universe, aware of itself for a fleeting moment. Some scientists once said that space is silent, and in a way it is. There's no air for sound to travel through, no wind to carry vibrations. But silence doesn't mean absence. Even in the stillness, particles move, energy ripples, and galaxies spin. The silence of space isn't empty, it's full of potential. It's the quiet between heartbeats, the pause before a new world forms. That silence is what allows everything else to exist. Imagine drifting through it now. Around you, stars flicker like slow embers. Nebulae glow in soft blues and violets. A comet passes, its icy tail catching starlight like a brushstroke of silver. Every few thousand years, new light appears, a supernova blooming briefly before fading again. The universe doesn't hurry. It creates, waits, and transforms, all in its own time. If you listen closely, not with your ears, but with your imagination, you might feel that slow rhythm, the pulse of being itself. Every second, new stars ignite. Every second, light leaves one world and arrives at another. Every second, the universe is both expanding and remembering what it once was. And you, lying here, breathing softly, are part of that same motion. The air filling your lungs was once inside the atmosphere of ancient trees, inside oceans, inside stars. It's all one continuous cycle: creation, transformation, return. The quiet breath of existence shared between you and everything that has ever been. As the earth turns gently under your window, stars glide overhead, whispering their ancient code. Somewhere out there, a beam of light that began its journey when the first humans lit their fires is just now reaching another world. Maybe someone, something will look up and see it, wondering who sent it. Maybe it will remind them that the universe is never truly silent. It's just speaking in a language too vast for us to hear all at once. So tonight, as you close your eyes, imagine that you are floating again. No weight, no noise, just the quiet rhythm of creation around you, vast, endless, kind. The stars are still burning, the galaxies are still breathing, and somewhere, the universe itself is exhaling softly, as if it's finally at peace. Now, take one more slow breath, let your shoulders relax. The hum of the cosmos is steady and patient, and you are part of its melody. You don't have to understand it. You just have to feel it, that gentle, infinite silence breathing through everything, including you. Sleep well, traveler of starlight. The universe is still singing, even when you dream. Imagine waking up and realizing that nothing around you has changed. Not the light, not the air, not the sound. Everything is suspended, as if the universe itself has paused to take a breath. Time, the silent river we drift upon, has stopped flowing. For most of us, this is only a dream, a thought too strange to hold. Yet physics whispers that such stillness might not be impossible. Time is not the unbreakable chain we once thought it was. It can stretch, bend, and twist under the right conditions, like soft fabric draped across the shape of reality. When you move very fast, time moves slower for you. When you approach something incredibly heavy, like a black hole, seconds stretch into eternities. Clocks tick differently depending on where they are and how they move. Einstein discovered this over a century ago, and the universe has been proving him right ever since. There's something almost poetic about that. The idea that time, the one thing we thought was constant, is as flexible as light. Imagine your seconds stretching like warm taffy, each moment pulled a little longer until it sighs and stops. On the edge of a black hole, that's exactly what would happen. To someone far away, watching you fall in, your descent would appear to slow, then freeze. You would seem to hang forever at the event horizon, neither falling nor gone, suspended in the amber of time. But from your own perspective, time would flow normally. You'd continue falling, unaware that for the rest of the universe, you've become a still image, a photograph in motionless light. Two realities existing at once, both true, both impossible to reconcile. This is what happens when time forgets to move forward. The universe keeps two versions of the same story, layered like translucent pages. Scientists measure time not just with clocks, but with the vibrations of atoms. The most precise atomic clocks on Earth are so accurate they lose less than a second over the entire age of the universe. Yet even they disagree if one is placed slightly higher than the other. 1 second passes differently at the top of a mountain than at the bottom of a valley. Gravity stretches time gently, invisibly. Your head experiences the future a tiny bit faster than your feet. In our daily lives, we never notice. But across cosmic distances, those tiny differences accumulate into something enormous. GPS satellites orbiting Earth must constantly correct for time dilation, or else your navigation would drift miles off course. Every direction you take relies on relativity, on the truth that time itself is not the same everywhere. And so, time becomes less of a river and more of an ocean, with currents, eddies, and deep still waters where nothing moves at all. Some physicists believe the universe doesn't experience time the way we do, that all moments past, present, and future exist simultaneously like frames in a film. We only perceive motion because we can't see the real all at once. To the cosmos, everything has already happened. It is we who are moving through the illusion of flow. If that's true, then somewhere, this moment of you listening, your breath slow, your body heavy with rest already exists forever. You're etched into space-time like a note in an eternal song. Every heartbeat you've ever had, Every laugh, every quiet evening, they're still there, embedded in the structure of the universe. Time doesn't erase them, it just hides them behind the next page. There's a phenomenon called time dilation aboard the International Space Station. Astronauts orbiting Earth age slightly slower than we do on the ground. After a 6-month mission, they return a fraction of a second younger than if they stayed home. It's almost nothing yet. On a cosmic scale, it's everything. It means that time itself can be sculpted by motion, by gravity, by the quiet dance of energy and mass. It means that every step you take, every breath you draw, slightly changes your relationship to eternity. And what happens when time truly stops? The answer depends on who's watching. At the center of a black hole, the equations of physics collapse. Space and time trade places, direction becomes duration, and duration becomes direction. The universe stops making sense in the way we understand it. Maybe that's where time ends. Or maybe it's where it begins again, looped in an endless cycle, forever folding back upon itself. Some ancient philosophies intuited this long before modern science. In Hindu cosmology, time moves in vast cycles called kalpas, with universes born and destroyed endlessly. In Buddhism, the wheel of existence spins without beginning or end. Even in Greek thought, there was Ion, the god of eternal time, who stands outside the ticking of clocks. Somehow, every culture felt the same intuition, that time is not linear, but circular, like a breath. If time can slow, can it reverse? Could there be worlds where it flows backward, where stars unexplode, ashes rise into flame, and the dead inhale their last breath first? Some theories in quantum mechanics suggest symmetry demands this possibility. Equations work perfectly if you flip time's direction. The only thing stopping it, perhaps, is entropy, the slow unraveling of order into chaos. But even entropy, that arrow of time, might someday bend. In the far, far future, when all stars have burned out and black holes have evaporated, time may lose its meaning altogether. Without events, without change, what would be left to measure? The universe could become perfectly still, a vast, silent expanse where nothing happens and nothing needs to. Time would have completed its story. It was simply rest. And yet, here we are, caught in the middle of that flow. Our days rise and fall like waves. We grow older, though the atoms within us are billions of years old. We measure life in heartbeats and sunsets, in tiny pulses of memory. Maybe time forgets to move forward only when we do, in those quiet moments when you're half asleep, half awake, and the world outside your window feels suspended. Take a slow breath now. Feel your chest rise and fall. That rhythm, inhale, exhale, is the smallest echo of cosmic time. The same rhythm that shapes the birth of galaxies and the decay of stars. Every moment you live is borrowed from eternity, and every second is the universe remembering itself through you. And maybe that's the secret the stars have been trying to tell us all along, that there's no rush, that the clock of the cosmos moves slowly, softly, like the turning of a page in a book without end. You are inside that book right now. Every blink, every sigh, another word written in light. So let go of the need to hurry. Time will keep itself. Let your thoughts drift, unmoored from the ticking world. For just a little while, let time forget to move forward and rest within the silence that made it possible in the first place. Sleep well, little traveler. The universe can wait. Imagine a night so still that you can hear your own heartbeat echo through the air. Now stretch that silence beyond your room, past the sky, and into the black ocean of space. Out there, in that eternal quiet, the universe itself is whispering. It speaks not in words, but in light, faint signals that have been traveling for billions of years, crossing cosmic deserts to reach you. Every night, above you, a sea of galaxies shines. Some are spirals like ours, their arms glowing with newborn stars. Others are elliptical, ghostly, and ancient, their fires slowly dimming. A few are irregular, chaotic shapes, the remnants of collisions that tore them apart. Each galaxy is a single breath in the universe's great story, and each one carries a voice. Those voices arrive as light waves, as radio waves, as invisible pulses in the background of reality. Astronomers listen with enormous dishes of metal radio telescopes that turn the faint murmurs of the cosmos into sound. When those signals are translated, they hum softly, like distant wind chimes trembling in the void. It's not sound as we know it. but it feels like music, the slow symphony of everything that has ever existed. And within that hum is history. The faint microwave radiation that fills all of space, the cosmic microwave background, is the oldest light we can see. It's a relic from when the universe was only 380,000 years old. That's the afterglow of the Big Bang, stretched thin by billions of years of expansion, still glowing faintly in every direction. When you feel the warmth of sunlight on your skin, you're feeling something local and new. But when you listen to the static between radio stations, you're touching that ancient echo. The universe hasn't stopped speaking since its first breath. Astronomers spend their nights chasing whispers from galaxies so far away that their light left before Earth even existed. When that light finally reaches us, it carries messages written in color. A redshift means the galaxy is moving away, its voice stretched longer by the universe's expansion. A blue shift means it's coming closer, a gentle approach through the ocean of space. Together, these shifts tell us that the cosmos is not static, but alive, expanding, breathing, growing, ever more distant, and yet somehow still connected. Sometimes, the whispers come in bursts, powerful flashes of radio waves lasting just milliseconds. We call them fast radio bursts, and no one truly knows where they come from. Some believe they're born from dying stars collapsing into black holes. Others think they might be signals from magnetars, stars so dense their magnetic fields could tear atoms apart. But some like to imagine something stranger, that these are cosmic messages, like pebbles skipped across the surface of space-time. Little taps on the window of infinity. There's a haunting beauty in how small those signals are. A galaxy's whisper arrives here as just a few photons, particles of light that have traveled unbroken across billions of light years, dodging stars, dust, and darkness to end their journey in the mirror of a telescope. When you think about it, that's a miracle of precision. Out of all the places in space, those few photons found us. They were destined to end in the eye of someone who would care to look. If you could see the entire sky, not with your eyes, but with instruments tuned to every wavelength, you'd see a layered song. The universe radiates at every frequency: radio waves from distant quasars, infrared warmth from star nurseries, ultraviolet flares from young suns, X-rays from collapsing stars. Each band is a verse, each color a note, and together they form the universe's oldest lullaby, slow, endless, and true. Long ago, when the first astronomers lifted their faces to the stars, they didn't know they were listening. They traced patterns between points of light and turned them into myths. Orion, Andromeda, Cassiopeia. They thought the heavens were eternal and still. But we know now that even those constellations are fleeting. Stars move, light travels. The sky we see tonight is not the same sky the ancients saw. It is a photograph from the past, still arriving, still changing as the universe continues to breathe. And perhaps the most intimate part of this story is that the whispers never stop. Even when the last star burns out, when galaxies fade into embers, the universe will keep murmuring through its quantum fields, faint ripples of energy, the last sigh of everything that ever was. Scientists call this the cosmic background of gravitational waves. Imagine space-time itself trembling, just slightly, as ancient cataclysms echo across eternity. That trembling passes through you right now. You don't feel it, but your atoms do. Every few seconds, your body is crossed by a shiver from an event that happened before Earth existed. There's comfort in that, I think. The idea that we are constantly touched by the universe's softest messages. You, lying there in the dark, are not separate from it. You are part of its story. The same particles that formed the stars also formed you. The same light that travels between galaxies reflects in your eyes when you look up. You are a listener, and you are also the echo. So, when you look at the night sky, don't see it as empty. See it as full of whispers, memories, and distant hearts still burning. Each faint shimmer is a voice calling across impossible distances, saying, I existed, I burned, I mattered. Close your eyes now and imagine those voices weaving through you like threads of light. Let them settle softly around your thoughts, quieting them. The galaxies are still speaking in colors, in gravity, in silence. You don't need to understand their language, just listen. Let the hum of creation lull you into the rhythm of the stars, into the long exhale of time. Because somewhere, at the edge of everything, a galaxy is whispering your name, not in sound, but in light. And that light, fragile and ancient, has traveled for billions of years only to arrive here tonight just as you close your eyes. Somewhere, light is traveling towards you right now, a photon that left its home millions of years ago. It has crossed interstellar dust, woven through magnetic storms, and slipped past clouds of frozen hydrogen. It does not know that its source is gone. The star that birthed it exploded long ago, yet the light continues to wander forward, quietly insisting that the past is not truly gone. Tonight, as you look up at the sky, you are not seeing the present. You are looking into memory. Every point of light above you is an echo, a message from a moment so distant that even the atoms in your body hadn't yet met. When we gaze at starlight, we are, in a sense, reading old letters the universe wrote to itself. There's something hauntingly beautiful about that. Imagine a great cathedral filled with candles. One by one, the flames are extinguished, but their warmth lingers in the air, their scent remains, and the faint glow dances in your eyes for a few seconds longer. That is what the night sky is, a cathedral of ghosts, the last light of stars that once burned fiercely and then went silent. Some of those ghosts are easy to find. Betelgeuse, the red giant in Orion's shoulder, is nearing the end of its life. It has swollen to 1,000 times the size of our sun, trembling on the edge of collapse. One night next year, or maybe 100,000 years from now, it will explode in a supernova, becoming bright enough to cast shadows on Earth. And yet, even after it dies, its light will keep coming. For 600 years after the explosion, photons that left before the end will still arrive, twinkling innocently as if nothing has changed. The night sky will take a long time to realize what happened. This is how the universe remembers. Stars live brief, blazing lives a few million, a few billion years at most, and then they die in silence. But death, in cosmic terms, is never an ending. It is a transformation. When a star collapses, it sends its elements carbon, oxygen, iron, gold rushing into space. Those elements drift, cool, and someday gather again in clouds that will form new stars, new planets, and maybe new listeners like you. Every breath you take contains atoms once forged in the heart of a dying Sunday. You are, quite literally, the light of dead stars still shining. It's strange to think that the most tragic events in the universe are also the most creative. Supernovae, the violent deaths of massive stars, are both destruction and rebirth. When they erupt, they outshine entire galaxies for days. Their shock waves ripple outward, compressing gas clouds, triggering the birth of new suns. Even black holes, those dark tombs of gravity, give life to beauty. Around their edges, matter spirals at nearly the speed of light, glowing in fierce halos that can outshine everything else in the galaxy. In death, they write poetry across space-time. If you could stand near one of those collapsing stars, if you could somehow survive the light and radiation, you'd see colors beyond imagination. Gases billowing like silk in ultraviolet blues and crimson golds, ripples of energy moving faster than thought. It would look like a painting painted by time itself, chaotic, violent, but perfectly balanced. And then silence. The star is gone. The light remains. It will travel outward for eternity, passing through dust, planets, and the empty corridors between galaxies. One day, it might reach the mirror of a telescope, or fall softly against your skin as you sit beneath the stars. You would never know which star it came from, but for that photon, the journey is the meaning. Astronomers often speak about look-back time. When they peer into distant galaxies, they are literally looking backwards, seeing those galaxies as they were billions of years ago. The farther they look, the older the light becomes. Beyond a certain distance, they see not stars at all, but the faint red glow of the first fires that ever burned. Light, the traveler, is also the storyteller. It carries the history of everything that ever happened across a cosmos that refuses to forget. Sometimes, I wonder if that's what memory really is, light moving through a body instead of space, the way a thought lingers after it's gone, the way a feeling flickers again when you remember someone's voice. Inside you, billions of neurons fire with tiny sparks of electricity. Each one is a miniature starlight, shining for a fraction of a second, fading and leaving behind the warmth of what once was. Perhaps consciousness is just another form of the same persistence, the light that refuses to die. Even here on Earth, stars that died millions of years ago continue to shape our nights. Their ashes became the metals in our phones, the calcium in our bones, the gold in our wedding rings. We carry them not just in story, but in substance. Every heartbeat is powered by atoms once part of something that burned in the darkness of space. Every spark of life is an echo of a supernova. When you think about it, that means nothing is ever truly lost. Not in the way we imagine. The stars that fade still send their final songs across the universe. The people who once looked at them, their laughter, their breath, their love, all made of the same stardust, continue in new forms. The universe recycles itself endlessly, whispering the same message again and again. Nothing ends, it only changes shape. So tonight, when you look at the sky, see it not as distant, but as intimate. Every glimmer above you is family. Every photon is a memory. Somewhere out there, a star just ended, and its death cry is already on its way to you, a letter written in light that you will receive long after its author is gone. Let that thought be comforting, not sad. The stars are proof that endings are only transitions. Their brilliance comes from their impermanence. To shine is to know that one day you will fade, but to shine anyway. And in that, there is a lesson for all of us. So close your eyes. Let the faint glow of ancient light drift through you. The stars that died are still singing. Their voices have crossed oceans of silence just to reach you tonight. And somewhere, far away, new stars are being born in the ashes of the old. The night sky is never just darkness. It's a choir of ghosts, still shining. Sleep, little traveler. The universe will keep the lights on for you. If you could see everything the universe contains, not just what your eyes perceive, but all the hidden threads of gravity and light the sky above you will look completely different. The stars and galaxies would still shimmer, but between them you'd notice vast webs of shadow, delicate filaments stretching across eternity. These invisible structures are not made of the same matter that forms you or me, not of atoms or light, but of something darker, something that does not shine, yet shapes everything that does. Scientists call it dark matter, though the name is misleading. It isn't dark because it absorbs light. It's dark because it refuses to interact with light at all. It passes through stars, planets, even your own body without leaving a trace. And yet, its gravity pulls the strings of the cosmos. Galaxies spin the way they do because of it. Without dark matter, the stars you see tonight would have drifted apart long ago, scattered like dust on the wind. Imagine a dancer spinning with a veil wrapped around her arms. The veil is weightless, invisible, and yet it guides the motion of her dance. That's what dark matter does to galaxies. It holds them together, quietly choreographing their cosmic waltz. We can't touch it, but we can see its footprints everywhere. Astronomers notice that stars near the edges of galaxies move faster than they should. They should be flung into space by centrifugal force, but something unseen tethers them back. That unseen hand is dark matter, holding the galaxies in its soft, invisible grasp. No one knows what dark matter truly is. It makes up nearly 85% of all the matter in the universe, yet we've never captured a single particle of it. Some believe it's made of undiscovered subatomic particles called WIMPs, weakly interacting massive particles. Others think it could be axions, or primordial black holes, or something stranger, something beyond our understanding entirely. For now, it remains a cosmic ghost everywhere and nowhere at once. But dark matter doesn't only exist in faraway galaxies. It's here too. It flows through you every second like a silent river of gravity. In every room, every breath of air, countless particles of it drift by, unbothered by walls, by distance, by time. They move through the earth as though it were transparent. You've never felt them, but they are part of your story. You are surrounded by the unseen. If we could suddenly make dark matter visible, the universe would look like a vast glowing net stretching across unimaginable distances. Each intersection in that net would shine faintly the place where galaxies form, where stars are born, where life might one day awaken. The luminous parts of the cosmos, the stars, the planets, the nebulae are just the frosting on a much deeper structure of invisible gravity. And then there's dark energy, the quiet twin of dark matter. If dark matter pulls the universe together, dark energy pushes it apart. It is the mysterious pressure that causes galaxies to drift away from one another faster and faster, as though space itself is expanding beneath their feet. We can't see it, we can't measure it directly, but we can see its effects, the acceleration of everything, the increasing distance between all things. The universe isn't just expanding, it's speeding up, and no one knows why. It's strange, isn't it? Everything we can touch, taste, and see, the stars, the oceans, the mountains, even your own body, makes up less than 5% of reality. The rest is invisible, intangible, but overwhelmingly powerful. The things we cannot see define the shape of everything we can. There's something quietly humbling about that. It means our senses, as miraculous as they are, only show us the surface of existence. Beneath that surface lies an ocean of mystery, dark matter swirling in halos around galaxies, dark energy humming in the vacuum of space. It's as if the universe has chosen to keep its deepest secrets hidden in plain sight, softly influencing everything without ever revealing itself. Even the light that fills the cosmos owes its journey to the dark. Photons travel along paths carved by the gravity of invisible matter. When we gaze at distant galaxies, their light has been bent, magnified, and stretched by these unseen structures, a phenomenon called gravitational lensing. Sometimes, entire galaxies appear duplicated in the sky, their images curved into ghostly arcs by the gravitational pull of dark matter lying between us and them. It's as if the universe is using its invisible hand to paint with light. Perhaps that's the true lesson of dark matter, that what's unseen is not unimportant. We often search for meaning in the visible, in what we can measure, prove, or hold. But the cosmos whispers a softer truth, that everything visible is held together by what's hidden. Gravity itself, love, memory, the quiet feeling of belonging, all are invisible, and all are what gives shape to existence. So, tonight, when you look at the stars, remember that you are seeing only the faintest outline of what truly is. The night sky is a map drawn on a veil. Behind it lies the great structure of the unseen. Somewhere, dark filaments of matter cradle galaxies like pearls on an invisible string. Somewhere, dark energy is stretching space itself, carrying everything farther apart, yet linking it together through the same silent rhythm. And maybe, just maybe, that's why the universe feels alive, because even in its emptiness, it's full of quiet motion, full of whispers, full of gravity, full of meaning. As you close your eyes now, imagine those invisible threads gently wrapping around you, not to bind, but to hold. You are part of that vast, unseen structure, suspended between stars, resting within the cosmic web. Everything that ever existed, every life, every planet, every dream, is connected by the gravity of the invisible. Sleep peacefully, traveler of the hidden world. The dark is not to be feared. It is the hand that keeps the stars in place, the quiet force that holds the universe and you together. If you could hold a handful of the emptiest space in the universe, it would seem like nothing at all, a volume without color, scent, or sound. You could close your fingers around it and you'd feel nothing pressing back. But that nothing is not what it seems. Beneath its silence, beneath its blackness, space is alive. It's a restless sea, trembling with invisible motion, filled with more energy than all the stars combined. The universe hides its deepest abundance in what looks like absence. Scientists once thought the vacuum of space was a perfect void, a kind of cosmic pause between worlds. But then they began to look closer. Even in places where all matter has been stripped away, where not a single atom drifts, something still flickers. Quantum theory revealed that space is never truly empty. It's filled with fields, invisible sheets of energy that stretch everywhere, even here, through the air between your lungs, through the quiet between your thoughts. Inside those fields, tiny particles are born and vanish every instant. Physicists call them quantum fluctuations, virtual particles that pop into existence for the briefest moments before disappearing again. They're too fleeting to be seen, yet their effects are real. These ghostly blinks of matter create pressure, push against the edges of space, and influence the way the universe expands. It's as though the vacuum is whispering constantly, its words written in the smallest possible handwriting. If you could somehow listen to that whisper, you'd hear the hum of creation itself. The so-called empty vacuum isn't still, it's a storm of probability, of particles appearing and dissolving in perfect balance. They arise from nothing, collide, cancel, and vanish, leaving behind only a trace of their passing, the faintest memory of existence. That's why physicists sometimes describe the vacuum as seething, like the surface of an unseen ocean. Every cubic centimeter of nothing hides more energy than all the stars in the sky. This idea that emptiness contains everything feels almost spiritual. In the heart of the void lies the seed of reality. Everything that exists might have emerged from this quantum foam, from a tiny fluctuation that grew, expanded, and became a universe. The Big Bang, perhaps, was not a bang at all, but the smallest ripple in a silent sea. It's strange to realize that space, the black canvas between galaxies, may be more fundamental than matter itself. Particles are just ripples in that fabric. The electron, the photon, even the light from your screen, all are tiny vibrations in invisible fields. You are not surrounded by emptiness. You are swimming in an ocean of energy so deep that we barely know how to measure it. And sometimes, the vacuum leaves fingerprints. The Casimir effect is one of those signs. When two metal plates are placed extremely close together in a vacuum, they are gently pushed toward each other by invisible forces, not by air or light, but by the fluctuations of space itself. The empty space between them contains slightly fewer virtual particles than the space outside, and this imbalance creates a pressure. Nothing, it turns out, can push. Even the stars depend on this restless emptiness. Without the vacuum's quantum fields, atoms would collapse. Light wouldn't move. The laws of physics would fall silent. Everything that exists relies on the invisible scaffolding of space. It's the stage on which all cosmic stories unfold, the quiet background that makes meaning possible. And then there's dark energy, that strange expansion force that drives galaxies apart. Some scientists think it might be the energy of the vacuum itself. If that's true, then the very emptiness of space is what's making the universe grow. The void is not passive. It's alive, stretching and shifting, breathing slowly through eons. Look around you now, wherever you are. Between every molecule of air, between every atom of your body, lies more emptiness than substance. Yet without that emptiness, you could not exist. Your atoms would have nowhere to move, no room to dance. Space gives everything its place, and silence gives meaning to sound. The nothing between things is what allows things to be. It's easy to fear emptiness. In our lives, we try to fill every quiet moment, every pause, every blank. But the universe seems to tell a gentler story. Emptiness is not absence, it's potential. Every silence you experience, every still breath before sleep, mirrors the same calm that fills the cosmos. Inside that stillness, new thoughts appear. Inside the cosmic void, new worlds are born. When astronomers point their telescopes at the darkest patches of sky, places that seem utterly black, they find, after long exposure, thousands of faint galaxies, each one containing billions of stars. The void hides creation in plain sight. The deeper you look into nothing, the more something reveals itself. Maybe that's why the night feels so comforting. It reminds us of the space we come from, the vast, breathing silence that cradles everything. You are not floating in emptiness, you are part of it. The same vacuum that hums between galaxies hums within you, connecting every atom to every other. You are made of matter, yes, but also of the spaces between it. So, as you lie there, feel that silence. Feel the gentle weight of the unseen pressing softly around you. You are surrounded by the same energy that holds stars in their places, that stretches space itself. The void is not a void. It is the quiet pulse of existence. Let your thoughts drift into that endless black, not to disappear, but to rest. Out there, the universe continues its silent conversation, a dialogue between nothing and everything. And somewhere, in the quietest corner of that endless space, you are listening. Sleep now within the fullness of the void. The emptiness will hold you just as it holds the stars. If you're lying still right now, feeling the weight of the blanket, the rhythm of your own breath, and the slow beating of your heart, you might think that nothing else is happening. But at this very moment, trillions of invisible travelers are passing through you, through your skin, your bones, even the spaces between your atoms. They leave no trace, make no sound, and yet they never stop moving. These are neutrinos, the ghost particles of the universe, and they are always here, flowing through you like lightless rain. Neutrinos are born in the hearts of stars. Every time a star burns hydrogen into helium, countless neutrinos escape its core, moving almost at the speed of light. They carry with them the memory of that fiery reaction, like messengers delivering news from distant suns. Even our own sun produces them in such abundance that more than 100 trillion pass through your body every second. You are bathed in starlight and in star matter, and also in this quiet, invisible storm. What makes neutrinos so haunting is their indifference. They barely interact with anything. While other particles are caught by magnetic fields or slowed by matter, neutrinos slip through entire planets as though they were mist. A neutrino could travel through a wall of lead light years thick and emerge untouched. They are the wanderers of the cosmos, forever passing through, never belonging anywhere, yet touching everything. To detect them, scientists have had to become dreamers. Deep under mountains or buried in Antarctic ice, vast detectors wait patiently for the rare moment when a neutrino decides to reveal itself. One famous experiment in Japan, called Super Kamiokande, sits inside a cave filled with 50,000 tons of pure water. The walls are lined with sensitive cameras. When a neutrino finally collides with a molecule of water, it produces the faintest flash of blue light, a spark in the darkness. That single flicker tells scientists that one ghost particle, out of countless others, has finally been caught. Most of the time though, they remain unseen. They come from everywhere: the sun, exploding stars, black holes, even from the very beginning of time. The oldest neutrinos still drifting through space were born less than a second after the Big Bang. Imagine that, something that existed before galaxies, before atoms, passing through you now as you listen. You are, in this moment, touched by the first breath of the universe. They come in 3 varieties, called flavors electron, muon, and tau. But in true ghostly fashion, they refuse to stay in one form. As they travel, they shift between states, changing their identities again and again, like shapeshifters of the subatomic world. This discovery that neutrinos oscillate was so astonishing that it earned a Nobel Prize. It also means that neutrinos must have mass, however small, and that tiny mass, multiplied by the unimaginable number of neutrinos in the cosmos, might outweigh all the visible stars. So, even though we can't see them, neutrinos could be one of the most abundant forms of matter in existence. They are the universe's quiet foundation, unseen but everywhere, whispering through every moment of your life. Some of them come from the sun and reach you in just 8 minutes. Others come from supernovae that exploded millions of years ago. A few may even come from galaxies at the edge of time. Each one passes through your body in less than a heartbeat, continuing on forever. When you think about it, that's a kind of grace to be constantly crossed by light that never burns, touched by particles that have seen the birth of creation and will outlast every star. The neutrinos that drift through you tonight may one day pass through another living being, on another world, beneath another sky. The same ghosts that touched the first human now move through you, and they will one day move through someone else, far in the future. We are all connected by their passage. It's almost comforting to know that the universe moves through us in this way, not metaphorically, but literally. The line between out there and in here doesn't exist for neutrinos. To them, your body is no more solid than sunlight. You are as transparent as glass, part of the same medium through which the cosmos endlessly travels. When you close your eyes, imagine them streams of invisible light threading through the air, through the earth beneath you, through oceans, cities, and sleeping mountains. Every neutrino is a message written in motion, a record of something that once burned or collided or was born in silence. You'll never read those messages, but they're there, written across your atoms like faint signatures of infinity. And maybe that's what the universe is trying to tell us with them, that the boundaries we imagine are illusions. You are not separate from the stars that made you, nor from the forces that move them. You are being crossed constantly by the very breath of creation. So, as you drift towards sleep, let that thought surround you. You are part of an invisible river that has flowed since time began. The neutrinos pass gently through you, like the faint wind of eternity brushing your skin. They ask nothing. They take nothing. They simply continue, bearing witness to all that has ever been. You can rest knowing that in your stillness, you are not alone. The whole universe is passing through you, silent, endless, and kind. Sleep now under the ghostly rain of the stars. It has been falling for billions of years, and tonight it falls through you. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine that you are standing at the edge of time, not the future, but the past. Before stars, before galaxies, before anything had a name. There is no light here, no matter, no sound, and yet, somewhere within this infinite darkness, something is trembling, waiting to awaken. What existed before the universe began? Scientists call it the greatest mystery of all, the silence before the first note. The Big Bang wasn't so much an explosion as it was an expansion space itself, stretching out of something infinitely small and hot. But even that idea leaves a haunting question. What came before? Can there even be a before if time itself was born in that moment? Some physicists believe that the Big Bang wasn't the beginning at all, just a transformation, a transition between cycles of creation and collapse. In this view, the universe breathes like a living thing, expanding and contracting over and over again, forever. If that's true, then echoes of those previous universes might still be hidden in our sky. Astronomers have searched the cosmic microwave background, the afterglow of the Big Bang, for subtle circular patterns, cold and hot spots that could be the scars of ancient worlds that came before ours. Like fingerprints left on the surface of reality, these traces might be whispers from before time began. The universe, it seems, may remember more than we think. And maybe that memory is not just mathematical. The atoms in your body were forged in stars, yes, but the building blocks that make those atoms were shaped in that first instant of creation. When everything burst from nothing, the energy that became you is as old as the cosmos itself. The warmth in your breath tonight carries the faint echo of that first expansion. You are not living after the beginning. You are still living inside it. Some scientists have wondered if the universe began not with a bang, but with a bounce. Perhaps there was another universe before ours, one that collapsed inward under the weight of its own gravity until everything was compressed into a single, blazing point, and then, instead of dying, it rebounded. In that moment, time itself may have reversed, flowing backward and then forward again. The death of one universe became the birth of another, an eternal heartbeat pulsing in the dark. And what of the space between those cycles? If there was truly a pause, a moment of nothing, could anything exist there at all? Quantum physics suggests that even in absolute emptiness, fluctuations occur. Energy stirs, potential waits. The universe may have sparked not from an outside cause, but from its own restless nature, a self-born flame lighting itself. Nothing may have become everything because it was the only thing it could do. It's a dizzying thought that everything we see, the galaxies, the oceans, the laughter of children, might all be ripples from an ancient vibration that never ended. In some sense, we are still hearing that first sound, stretched thin across time. The expansion of the universe is not over. It's still happening, right now, carrying galaxies farther apart with every heartbeat. You are living in the slow motion echo of the beginning. There's another possibility, one that feels almost like poetry. Some cosmologists think that the universe might be infinite, that it never began and never ends, but instead constantly creates and renews itself in different regions, like waves forming on an endless sea. Somewhere beyond the edge of what we can observe, new space is blooming, new light is forming, and perhaps other versions of us, of you, are just beginning to awaken. Every birth, every spark, every dawn is part of the same eternal unfolding. And if that's true, then maybe the question of before doesn't matter. Maybe time is not a line but a circle without start or finish. The echoes we hear in radiation, in starlight, even in the patterns of atoms, are reminders that the universe doesn't forget. It carries its origins in every part of itself, like a melody that never fully fades. When scientists look deep into the cosmos, the light they see is ancient. The faintest galaxies we can observe formed only a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Beyond them, the light becomes softer, redder, until it merges with the cosmic background glow, the universe's earliest memory. But what lies beyond even that? No telescope can see it, no formula can describe it completely. That hidden region, before time and space, is where science meets silence. Perhaps the truth is that beginnings and endings are illusions. Every story, even the cosmic one, exists within something larger, something timeless. The universe may be like a single breath taken by infinity. The inhale was creation, the exhale is everything we are living now. And somewhere beyond the horizon of existence, the next breath is already waiting. So when you look at the stars, you are not gazing at the past, you are gazing at the origin itself, still echoing, still moving outward. The light that reaches your eyes tonight began its journey before there was language, before there was earth, before there was you. Yet here it is, finding you in the dark. And maybe that's the secret the universe has been whispering all along. There was never a true beginning, and there will never be an end. Only change, only transformation, only the soft, endless echo of something that has always been. Let that thought settle in your mind as you breathe. You are part of that echo, a brief note in the universe's first song. Its sound is still traveling, and for this small, perfect moment, it passes through you. Sleep now, child of the first light. The beginning is still happening, and you are within it. Imagine a place where light itself cannot escape, a region where space curves inward until down becomes meaningless and time no longer flows as we know it. Somewhere beyond the stars you see each night, these places exist. They are the dark hearts of galaxies, the great devourers of light, and the keepers of cosmic memory. They are black holes, the universe's most mysterious creation, and perhaps its most beautiful paradox. A black hole begins with death, the death of a massive star. When such a star runs out of fuel, it can no longer fight the crushing pull of its own gravity. Its core collapses inward, faster and faster, until the matter inside is compressed into a single point of infinite density, what physicists call a singularity. Around that singularity, space and time fold into themselves, creating a boundary called the event horizon. Once anything crosses that horizon, light, dust, even time, it can never return. To an outside observer, something falling into a black hole seems to slow down, fading into red light until it freezes at the edge. But to the falling object, nothing feels strange. It passes the horizon in a heartbeat, vanishing into silence. The two views are both true, depending on where you stand. This is the strange duality of the universe, two realities coexisting, each one complete in itself. If you could somehow hover safely near a black hole, you see space behaving like liquid glass. Light would bend around it, looping in graceful spirals. The stars behind would distort, smeared into glowing rings called Einstein rings. In the center of that ring, absolute darkness would remain, not emptiness, but a region where everything, even time, has fallen inward. This darkness is not a hole in space. It is space, curved so steeply that all paths lead inward. Yet, despite their terrifying reputation, black holes are not destroyers. They are recyclers. The material they consume is not lost, it's transformed. When gas and dust swirl toward them, they form enormous disks of light called accretion disks. Friction in these disks heats matter to millions of degrees, causing it to blaze brighter than entire galaxies. Jets of energy shoot from the poles, streaming across space for thousands of light years. A black hole, for all its darkness, can be one of the brightest objects in the universe. Every galaxy, including ours, has a supermassive black hole at its center. The one at the heart of the Milky Way is called Sagittarius A*. It's about 4 million times more massive than our sun, yet it hides behind a veil of dust and gas, silently shaping the orbits of hundreds of billions of stars. It doesn't roar. It hums its gravity, conducting the slow, steady waltz of the galaxy around it. The Milky Way breathes because its black heart beats. In 2019, humanity caught its first true glimpse of one of these cosmic giants, a photograph of the black hole in the galaxy M87. It wasn't a simple picture. It was a composite of data from telescopes around the Earth, combined to act as one enormous lens. What it showed was haunting. A glowing ring of orange light, curved and uneven, surrounding a shadow. That shadow was the event horizon, the mouth of time itself. We have finally seen what was once thought unseeable. But what lies beyond that shadow? The truth is, no one knows. Inside a black hole, the laws of physics collapse. Time, space, and energy blend together into something we cannot describe. Some theories suggest that every black hole could be a gateway, not a dead end, but a bridge. A wormhole connecting distant parts of the universe, or even different universes entirely. Others think that what falls into a black hole might be preserved on its surface, encoded in faint vibrations of the event horizon. Information, according to quantum theory, can never be truly destroyed. It changes form, hides in new patterns, and waits to be found again. If that's true, then black holes are not tombs, they're memory keepers. Every photon, every atom that has ever fallen inside still exists, transformed into something we cannot yet read. In the quiet darkness at the center of the galaxy lies an archive of the past, humming softly in gravity's deepest voice. Stephen Hawking once called black holes the most perfect macroscopic objects in the universe. Perfect not because they are simple, but because they are inevitable. Given enough time, even light surrenders to them. Yet, paradoxically, they also give light back. Hawking discovered that black holes slowly evaporate, releasing faint radiation over billions of years. In their final moments, they fade into nothing, returning their energy to the universe. In the end, even the mouth of time exhales. And what of the experience itself? If you were to fall toward one not in fear, but in awe, you would see the universe stretch around you. Colors would shift, sounds would disappear. You would not feel the moment you crossed the horizon. You'd simply continue falling endlessly into curved time. And perhaps, in that infinite descent, you would glimpse the reflection of creation itself, a mirror image of the beginning, where gravity becomes light and darkness becomes memory. It's humbling to think that something born of destruction can become a source of order. Without black holes, galaxies might never have formed. Their immense gravity gathered the gas and dust that became stars. Their death songs shaped the structure of everything that followed. They are the sculptors of the cosmos, shaping reality by their silence. So, as you lie here tonight, remember that even the deepest darkness in the universe is not empty. It's full of motion, full of purpose, full of mystery. Somewhere above you, a black hole is spinning, drawing in starlight and releasing whispers of energy that have traveled for millions of years. Its gravity reaches you now, ever so faintly, reminding you that even in the most absolute night, there is still connection. Sleep softly under that pull, knowing that you too are held in the fabric of time. You are not falling, you are part of the same infinite curve that holds the stars, the galaxies, and the black holes themselves. And in that quiet truth, even the darkness feels gentle. There is a kind of light that never dies, a traveler so patient and faithful that it carries the memories of creation itself. Tonight, as you rest beneath the soft veil of darkness, countless beams of light are moving towards you from every corner of the cosmos. Some began their journey when dinosaurs still roamed the earth. Others have been traveling since before the first galaxy was born. And though they have crossed unimaginable distances, they still remember where they came from. Light has no weight, no shape, no heartbeat. Yet it may be the most honest witness in existence. It records without judgment, illuminating every atom, every event, and every soul it touches. When you gaze at the night sky, you are not seeing the present. You are seeing billions of years of memories all arriving at this single moment. The glow of each star, the pale shimmer of every nebula, the faint color that lingers at the horizon, these are fragments of history, stitched together by photons that refuse to forget. A single beam of light, once created, will continue traveling forever unless something stops it. It doesn't age, it doesn't rest. For light, time stands still. A photon born from the surface of a star experiences its entire journey from that fiery birth to the instant it touches your eye in a single, timeless heartbeat. To you, the trip might have taken 1 billion years. To the photon, it took no time at all. Light exists outside the ordinary flow of time. It is both ancient and immediate, both past and now. In that way, light is memory made visible. Every photograph ever taken, every reflection in a mirror, every flicker on a screen, all of them are records written in photons. Even as you read these words, streams of light are carrying the shape of your face into the air around you, bouncing off walls, drifting through windows, joining the endless dance of reflections that fills the world. You are surrounded by echoes of yourself painted in light, but the universe keeps a far older archive. When astronomers peer through telescopes, they collect photons that have been traveling since the dawn of time. These ancient rays, stretched thin by the expansion of the cosmos, form what we call the cosmic background radiation. It is the oldest light we can see, the afterglow of the Big Bang. Every faint ripple in that glow carries information about the universe's birth, the first stars, and the slow evolution of everything we know. Light, it seems, remembers even when we have forgotten. There's a quiet irony in this. The fastest thing in the universe is also the most fragile. Light can be scattered, absorbed, bent, or lost to dust, and yet, somehow, some of it always survives. It travels across galaxies filled with chaos and darkness, across black holes and storms of radiation, and still it arrives soft, steady, eternal. When you lift your eyes to the Milky Way, every gleam is proof that memory can outlast destruction. Even here on Earth, light is a thread that ties life together. The energy of sunlight fuels every tree, every breath, every cell in your body. The warmth that keeps you alive tonight was once the glow of a star 8 minutes away and 150 million kilometers across space. When that light touches your skin, it becomes part of you, stored in your blood, woven into your thoughts. You carry the sun inside you, even in darkness. And yet, light does more than sustain it, shapes the very structure of existence. Einstein's famous equation, E equals mc squared, tells us that energy and matter are interchangeable. Matter is simply light frozen into form. Every rock, every mountain, every person is made of condensed light, slowed, cooled, given mass. You are, in a very literal sense, light that learned to think about itself. The photons that once scattered freely across the cosmos now pulse within you as consciousness. Perhaps that's why we find light so comforting. It reminds us of what we truly are, fragments of brilliance in a vast ocean of dark. Across every culture, light has always meant hope, truth, rebirth. The first words of creation stories are often the same: let there be light. And even science, with all its precision, agrees. Without light, there would be no color, no warmth, no time as we understand it. Light is the first storyteller. But light is also fragile. It can be swallowed by black holes, its message lost forever beyond the event horizon. Yet even there, some physicists believe, the information it carries is not destroyed, merely transformed. The universe, it seems, refuses to forget. It keeps its memories, even in the deepest dark. Perhaps this is the cosmic promise, that nothing truly vanishes, that every beam, every spark, every fleeting moment continues somewhere, in some form, written in light. When you stand in the dark, you are surrounded by that promise. The light from stars long gone still brushes your face. The glow of galaxies too faint to see still passes through your eyes. Every second, the universe gifts you the memory of itself. You are living within a sea of stories told by light. And tonight, as you drift towards sleep, imagine that light wrapping around you, soft, patient, eternal. The photons traveling from distant suns will reach you long after you are gone, just as the light that leaves you now will one day touch someone else, somewhere far away, under another sky. You are both observer and observed, both memory and flame. You are part of the light that remembers everything. Sleep well, gentle traveler. Even when you close your eyes, the light continues whispering across space, remembering you. When we first began to look beyond our solar system, we thought we knew what to expect: neat orbits, warm stars, familiar distances. But the universe, as it so often does, had other plans. What astronomers found instead were worlds that defied logic, planets that danced on the edge of reason. They orbit in impossible patterns, burn with alien colors, and survive in conditions that should destroy them. They are the misfits of the cosmos, planets that shouldn't exist, and yet somehow do. One of the first discoveries that shattered our expectations was a hot Jupiter. These massive gas giants, larger than Jupiter itself, orbit so close to their stars that a year lasts only a few days. Some whip around their suns in just 20 hours, moving faster than anything in our solar system. Their atmospheres are scorched to thousands of degrees, their clouds made of vaporized metal and glass. For a long time, scientists thought such planets were impossible. In our solar system, gas giants form far from their stars, where ice can accumulate. But these hot Jupiters seem to have migrated inward, defying gravity's rules, as if pulled by some invisible hand. Then there are the rogue planets, worlds that drift through space with no sun at all. They wander the darkness, lit only by starlight reflected from distant galaxies. Some may have once orbited stars that died or were torn away by cosmic collisions. Others might have been born free, formed from dust clouds that never found a parent Sunday. Imagine standing on one, no sunrise, no seasons, only eternal night. And yet, some of these lost worlds may still harbor warmth deep within, heated by radioactive decay or tidal friction. Even in exile, they might carry the faint heartbeat of life. Not all strange worlds are cold or dark. One, known as 55 Cancri, E, burns hotter than a forge. Its dayside reaches temperatures that can melt iron, while its surface may glitter with rivers of lava. It orbits so close to its star that it's likely tidally locked, one side locked in endless daylight, the other frozen in endless night. Some scientists believe it may be made largely of carbon, meaning its crust could be rich in diamonds. A world of fire and stone, sparkling like a jewel, forever burning and freezing at once. And then there are the super-Earth's rocky planets larger than our own, with gravity strong enough to hold dense, heavy atmospheres. Some orbit stars smaller and dimmer than the sun, yet may have oceans and clouds. Others are tidally locked, with one hemisphere bathed in perpetual sunlight and the other in unending darkness. Between them lies a twilight band, a narrow region where temperatures might be just right for life. A world of eternal dusk, where the stars never rise and never set, a place where time itself seems to hold its breath. One of the strangest discoveries came from a dying star, a white dwarf, the cold, dense remnant of a sunday. Around it, astronomers found fragments of shattered planets and, in one extraordinary case, a full planet still orbiting. By all rights, it shouldn't exist. When the star exploded into a red giant, it should have swallowed everything nearby, but somehow this lone survivor endured, circling the embers of its parent star like a ghost, refusing to leave. It is a reminder that even in death, the universe can still cradle life. Some planets rain metal. On WASP 76b, the dayside temperature is so extreme that iron evaporates into vapor. At night, that vapor cools and condenses, falling as molten iron rain. On another world, HD 189733b, storms of silicate glass whip across the atmosphere at 7,000 kilometers per hour. These planets glimmer like sapphires, but they would shred anything that tried to land on them. Beauty, it seems, often hides its violence well. And yet, not all strange worlds are hostile. Some are simply improbable. Astronomers have found planets orbiting pulsars, the ultra-dense corpses of exploded stars that emit deadly radiation. Against all odds, small rocky worlds have formed or survived in these lethal environments, circling the rhythmic pulse of their dead suns. Others orbit two stars at once, like Tatooine from Star Wars, watching twin sunsets every evening. One such planet, Kepler 16b, proved that even binary systems can host stable worlds, cosmic choreography, in perfect balance. There are even planets that seem older than their stars. The Methuselah planet, orbiting a star in a distant cluster, appears to be nearly 13 billion years old, almost as old as the universe itself. It formed when galaxies were still young, before the Milky Way had even taken shape. Somehow, through collisions, mergers, and cosmic storms, it survived. A world older than the galaxy it lives, impatient, enduring, ancient, beyond comprehension. These discoveries remind us of a humbling truth. The universe does not obey our expectations. It builds worlds in ways we cannot yet imagine. Every time we draw a rule, the cosmos bends it. Every time we think we understand the limits of possibility, another planet defies them. In that sense, these impossible worlds are lessons, reminders that life, in all its forms, thrives on surprise. Maybe there are worlds even stranger, still planets made of pure water, orbiting black holes, or existing in dimensions we cannot see. Perhaps somewhere there's a world much like Earth, with oceans and trees and quiet nights, but orbiting two suns, or none at all. Maybe it's waiting for its first dreamer to look up and wonder who else is out there. So as you drift towards sleep tonight, remember that the universe is full of contradictions that somehow work. A place where ice can burn, where metal rains, where worlds drift alone but never truly vanish. Somewhere out in the cosmic dark, planets that shouldn't exist are shining anyway. And maybe, in their persistence, they're teaching us something simple, that even when the odds say otherwise, existence itself will always find a way. Sleep softly, Voyager. The impossible worlds are still turning. Picture the world around you, the bed beneath your body, the air in your lungs, the soft glow of your screen. It all feels solid, dependable, familiar. But deep inside, everything you can see or touch, reality begins to dissolve. The smallest pieces of existence don't behave like pebbles or marbles. They shimmer, vanish, reappear, and change identities in ways that make no sense to the human mind. Welcome to the quantum world, where the laws of logic are replaced by the laws of wonder. At this scale, particles do not have definite positions or speeds until we look at them. They exist as probabilities, clouds of potential, blurring across space like whispers of possibility. Only when we observe them do they seem to choose a state. Before that, they are everywhere and nowhere at once. The universe, it seems, waits for us to look before deciding what it will be. The most famous demonstration of this strangeness is the double-slit experiment. When scientists shine light through two narrow slits, they expect to see two bright bands on the screen behind the pattern you'd get from particles passing through one opening or the other. But what appears instead is a pattern of ripples, like waves overlapping in water. Somehow, each particle seems to have passed through both slits simultaneously, interfering with itself. When we try to measure which slit it actually went through, the wave pattern disappears. The particle chooses a single path as if it knew we were watching. This isn't illusion or metaphor. It's the fundamental truth of the universe. Observation changes outcome. Reality is not just there waiting to be discovered. It's partly created in the act of looking. Every measurement is like a question asked of the cosmos, and the answer depends on the question itself. Physicists call this the observer effect. It doesn't mean consciousness controls reality, not exactly, but it does mean the two are entangled. The tools we use to study the world inevitably shape what we find. It's as though the universe hides its secrets behind a curtain that moves each time we reach for it. Quantum mechanics also introduces something called superposition, the ability for particles to exist in multiple states at once. The spin of an electron, for instance, can be both up and down simultaneously until it's measured. The position of a photon can be spread across vast distances. Even atoms can exist in overlapping possibilities. In a sense, every object you see is composed of countless micro-realities, each one waiting to collapse into the version you experience. From this strange principle, all of modern technology is born. Quantum mechanics gives us lasers, transistors, computers, and GPS. It allows electrons to tunnel through barriers, atoms to align in magnetic resonance, and light to be trapped and released on command. The mystery has become machinery, and yet, the deeper we go, the stranger it gets. Consider entanglement, Einstein's spooky action at a distance. When two particles become entangled, their properties remain linked no matter how far apart they are. Change one, and the other changes instantly, even if they're separated by light years. It's as if space itself forgets the distance between them. Experiments have proven it again and again. There's no hidden signal, no secret wire. The connection is real faster than light, outside the bounds of space-time. This invisible relationship might be the most mysterious thing about the universe. It suggests that everything was once connected, that perhaps it still is. The atoms in your hand could be entangled with atoms in a star halfway across the galaxy. You and everything you know might still be threads of the same original web that emerged from the Big Bang. In the quiet quantum depths, separateness is an illusion. Some scientists and philosophers have begun to wonder whether consciousness itself might be a quantum phenomenon, not just the firing of neurons, but something deeper, a field of awareness woven through space. Perhaps the act of observation that collapses a wave function is the same essence that awakens in us as mind. Maybe the universe knows itself through the simple miracle of being seen. If that sounds mystical, remember that the boundaries between science and poetry blur easily at this scale. Quantum physics doesn't forbid mystery, it invites it. It tells us that certainty is an illusion, that nature is built on chance and potential. It reminds us that even the solid ground beneath our feet is a sea of probabilities constantly flickering in and out of existence. Imagine, for a moment, the room around you dissolving into its smallest parts, into electrons, quarks, and fields of vibrating energy. They're not still, they're dancing. Every atom in your body hums with quantum music, resonating with particles that once belonged to stars. Your hand, your breath, your heartbeat, all of it is a wave moving through the ocean of space. You are not standing on the universe. You are part of its quantum dance. In this sense, nothing is truly fixed. Everything is possibility, unfolding light, deciding whether to be wave or particle. Atoms deciding where to exist. Reality deciding how to be. The universe is not a machine wound up and left to run. It is a living conversation between matter and meaning. So, as you drift towards sleep, imagine that conversation continuing in silence. The air around you shimmers with invisible probabilities. The fabric of your blanket is woven from particles blinking in and out of being. Even your dreams, perhaps, are small ripples in the quantum field waves of imagination collapsing into form. You are part of the trick, the universe's way of looking at itself and wondering what it's made of. You are both observer and observed, both question and answer, both the wave and the one watching it move. Rest now, little particle of the infinite. Let yourself blur gently into possibility. Somewhere, in the smallest spaces of being, The universe is deciding what to become next, and in this moment, it has chosen you. There's a quiet question that lingers beneath every telescope, every dream, every heartbeat. What is all of this looking at? The galaxies, the atoms, the endless black of space. Why does any of it exist? And how is it that we, fragile and brief, are able to see it? Somewhere along the winding history of matter and time, the universe grew eyes. It began to observe itself. And in that moment, it became something more than stars and dust. It became aware. Every human being who has ever looked at the night sky is the universe noticing its own reflection. We are made of stardust, yes, but also of curiosity, that strange spark that makes us wonder what we are. Each thought, each observation is a mirror held up to creation. When your mind turns outward toward the cosmos turns inward through you. Science calls this consciousness the awareness of being aware. It's a phenomenon that defies easy definition. Neuroscientists can describe electrical impulses in the brain, but they can't explain why those impulses create the feeling of existence. How does matter become mind? How do atoms, blind and silent, learn to wonder about themselves? Somewhere between physics and philosophy, the universe whispers a secret. I am looking at myself through you. From a cosmic perspective, consciousness is one of the rarest forms of matter. Stars burn, planets orbit, galaxies collide, but only a few places in the universe, as far as we know, think. Somewhere on a small blue world, a creature built of carbon and memory lifts its gaze and asks questions no star has ever asked. What is time? What is meaning? What am I? That curiosity, quiet and unstoppable, may be the most astonishing phenomenon the universe has ever produced. Every neuron in your brain is a tiny electrical storm. Together, they create patterns of thought that flash and vanish faster than lightning. Yet, somehow, those patterns form the steady feeling of you. If we could zoom in close enough, we'd see quantum waves in the neurons, molecules humming with the same physics that guides the stars. Consciousness may not be separate from the cosmos. It may be one of its natural expressions, like magnetism or gravity. Philosophers have long suspected this. Ancient mystics spoke of a universal soul, a living awareness that pervades everything. Modern science, in its own way, circles back to a similar thought. Some physicists describe the universe as a vast information field, where every particle holds a tiny bit of awareness, not human thought, but a basic ability to respond, to connect, to know. If so, then consciousness is not something the universe created, it's something the universe is. In that sense, your thoughts are not isolated sparks inside your head. They are waves in the larger sea of existence. When you imagine, when you dream, when you wonder, the universe is experimenting with itself. Every new idea, every act of kindness, every quiet realization adds to the cosmic story. You are not a separate observer peering into the night. You are part of the night, illuminated from within. There's something profoundly gentle about that idea. It means you're never alone. Every living thing, from the smallest cell to the most distant galaxy, is part of one vast awareness unfolding through time. A tree reaching for sunlight, a whale singing in the dark ocean, a human whispering a prayer, all are expressions of the same curiosity. All are the universe, seeing itself from different angles. Even light itself participates in this awareness. When a photon meets an atom, when it's absorbed and re-emitted, information is exchanged, a tiny act of recognition. The cosmos isn't a cold machine. It's a conversation between the known and the knower. You could say that observation is the universe's favorite game. It plays it endlessly, through eyes and lenses and stars and dreams. Astronauts often describe a feeling called the overview effect. When they see Earth from space, a fragile sphere wrapped in blue, they feel something awaken inside them. The boundaries between nations, between people, dissolve. They understand for the first time that they are part of a single living system. The planet looks back at them, and for a moment, they feel the gaze of something vast. It's not religion, it's recognition. Perhaps that's what consciousness truly is, the universe recognizing itself in endless forms. Through you, it feels wind and warmth, love and fear, silence and song. Through you, it learns. Through you, it remembers. And one day, when the stars fade and galaxies grow cold, it will still remember. because memory itself is just another way the universe continues to be aware. Even death may not end that awareness. Energy doesn't vanish, it transforms. The light in your eyes, the electricity in your brain, all of it will scatter into new patterns, new beings, new thoughts. Somewhere, long after you are gone, another mind will look up at the same stars and wonder the same questions. And in that wondering, you will live again not as a person, but as the very act of perception. So tonight, as you close your eyes, imagine that the universe is also closing its eyes through you, resting, dreaming, remembering. You are the mirror in the reflection, the spark in the darkness that holds it. In your stillness, the cosmos becomes quiet enough to hear itself breathe. Sleep peacefully, fragment of infinity. The universe is watching over you because you are how it sees. At first glance, the universe can seem chaotic stars, born and dying in violent explosions, galaxies colliding, storms raging across planets, even our own lives twisting through coincidence and chance. But beneath the turbulence, there is an order so subtle and so elegant that it threads through everything, from the shape of a snowflake to the swirl of a spiral galaxy. This invisible order is called symmetry, and it is the quiet architect of reality. Physicists often say that nature loves symmetry. It's not just an aesthetic preference, it's a law. Wherever you find balance, repetition, or pattern, you find the fingerprints of physics. The equations that govern light, gravity, and matter are built on symmetries, on the idea that the universe behaves the same here as it does there, the same today as it did yesterday. Without symmetry, there would be no consistency, no predictability, no beauty. But symmetry is not only in the grand design of galaxies, it hides in the smallest places, in the trembling heart of atoms. The protons and electrons inside you follow patterns so precise that they could be mistaken for choreography. Every charge has its opposite. Every force has a counterpart. For every particle, there is an antiparticle matter and antimatter, twins in perfect balance. And yet, the universe would not exist if that symmetry had been perfect. When the Big Bang occurred, matter and antimatter should have annihilated each other entirely, leaving behind only light. But they didn't. For every billion pairs that destroyed themselves, one single extra particle of matter remained. That tiny asymmetry, that 1 part in a billion, is the reason you are here. The reason there are stars, planets, oceans, and hearts that can beat in the dark. It's a humbling thought. We exist because the universe made a small mistake in its perfect balance. Imperfection is the root of creation. Without it, there would be only silence. We see this pattern again and again. The spiral of a seashell follows the same ratio as the whirl of a hurricane, the curl of a galaxy, and the growth of your DNA. Mathematicians call it the golden ratio, 1.618, a number that seems to appear wherever things evolve naturally. Leaves, waves, clouds, even the proportions of your own body carry this quiet symmetry. The universe repeats itself in endless forms, always changing, always familiar. Even chaos, it turns out, is not truly chaotic. When scientists study complex systems, weather patterns, populations, even the fluctuations of your heartbeat, they find hidden regularities called fractals. A fractal is a pattern that repeats itself at every scale. Zoom into the edge of a snowflake, a coastline, or a fern leaf, and you'll find smaller versions of the same shape repeating infinitely. What looks like randomness is really order too intricate for the eye to see. You can think of the universe as a song, sometimes gentle, sometimes thunderous, but always following its own rhythm. Each particle, each planet, each person vibrates with a frequency that fits into the greater harmony. Symmetry is the melody. Asymmetry is the variation that makes the song alive. The balance between them is what gives rise to beauty. Even your heartbeat follows these rules. Between the steady rhythm of its pulses are tiny variations, irregularities that make it adaptable, sensitive, alive. Too much symmetry, and the rhythm becomes mechanical. Too little, and it collapses into chaos. Life thrives in that delicate space between the two, between perfect order and perfect disorder, between stillness and motion. Perhaps that's the real secret of the cosmos. It balances on the edge of chaos, always near collapse, always near creation. Stars form when clouds of gas fall inward, almost breaking apart. Galaxies hold their shape because of gravitational tension between destruction and harmony. Even consciousness, that fragile flicker of awareness, emerges from the balance of chemical chaos and neural order. The universe dances forever on that line, the perfect imperfection. In particle physics, this balance is embodied in a concept called symmetry breaking. At the universe's birth, all forces were unified, but as it cooled, those forces separated gravity, electromagnetism, and the nuclear forces, each taking their own path. The breaking of symmetry is what gave the universe its variety. Like ice crystallizing from water, complexity emerged from uniformity. Out of sameness came individuality. Out of silence came the first sound. If you look closely enough, symmetry is everywhere. The hexagons of a beehive, the orbits of electrons, the way petals unfold on a flower, all follow the same quiet geometry. Even emotions seem to obey it. Love, like gravity, pulls things together. Fear pushes them apart. Between them lies equilibrium, the still point where we feel at peace. And yet, the most profound beauty of symmetry is that it's never absolute. There's always a crack, a deviation, a little chaos. Japanese artisans call it wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection. The cosmos, too, seems to live by that philosophy. It builds symmetry, breaks it, rebuilds it again like a painter layering color upon color, searching for balance. As you lie here, breathing slowly, remember that this hidden symmetry is not just out there in the stars, it's within you. The rhythm of your lungs, the branching of your veins, the spiral of your fingerprints, they're all echoes of the same mathematical grace. The chaos of your thoughts and the order of your heartbeat are not opposites. They are partners in the same dance that began when time was young. So when life feels messy, remember, every storm, every broken pattern hides a rhythm beneath it. The universe is not falling apart, it's rearranging itself into new harmony. Let that thought settle like starlight in your mind. The symmetry is still there in your pulse, in your breath, in the quiet turning of galaxies far away. Sleep, small reflection of the cosmic pattern. You are the order within the chaos, the imperfection that makes the universe beautiful. Take a slow breath. Feel the air fill your lungs, the warmth spreading through your chest. The oxygen entering your body right now was born in the heart of a dying star. Long before the Earth existed, before oceans, before time as we measure it, that star forged the element you just breathed. And when it exploded, it scattered those atoms across the galaxy, where they drifted for billions of years before becoming part of you. Every breath, every heartbeat, is a continuation of a story that began among the stars. All matter, everything solid, liquid, or living, is stardust. The carbon in your muscles, the calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, all were created in the nuclear furnaces of stars. Deep inside their cores, intense pressure fuses simple atoms like hydrogen and helium into heavier elements. It's a slow, patient process, a kind of cosmic alchemy. For millions or even billions of years, the stars labor quietly, building the materials for future worlds. And when they die in violent explosions called supernovae, they release everything they've made. It's both destruction and creation in the same breath. If you could have watched it from afar, you'd have seen beauty beyond imagination. A giant star collapsing inward, its core glowing white, hot, then bursting outward in a wave of light, brighter than an entire galaxy. In that instant, elements heavier than iron were born: gold, silver, copper, uranium, and all the rare materials that fill our planet and our bodies. That flash of light was the moment of your becoming. You were forged there, in the luminous depth of a Sunday. Those atoms scattered into space, drifting through the cold dark, carried on waves of dust and gravity. Some found each other again, clumping into clouds of gas. Over eons, those clouds became new stars, and around them, new planets formed. On one small blue world, the dust settled into oceans and rock and, eventually, into living cells. Billions of years later, one of those cells became you. The hydrogen in your body is older than the Earth itself. The iron in your blood has traveled through more than one lifetime of stars. Every atom you contain has a history longer than all of human civilization. Some of them once belonged to ancient trees or to dinosaurs that roamed under a different sky. Others once drifted through interstellar space, glowing faintly in nebulae 1,000 light years away. The universe is a recycler, endlessly reshaping its own material. Matter never dies, it only changes form: a leaf to ash, ash to soil, soil to air, air to life again. And so, the stars are not gone. They live in you. When your heart beats, it beats with stellar rhythm. When you think, your neurons fire with the energy of ancient fusion. When you touch water, you touch the same hydrogen atoms that once shimmered in the first light of the universe. You are the memory of every sun that ever burned, condensed into a human form that can breathe, dream, and wonder. Scientists have even found that the patterns of elements in our bodies mirror the composition of the stars themselves. Roughly 93% of the mass of your body comes from stardust, from carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and iron. The rest, mostly hydrogen, is even older, born in the Big Bang itself. In other words, you are both ancient and new. Your body is a patchwork of cosmic history stitched together by time. It's humbling to think that something as vast as the cosmos could be contained within something as small as you. But that's the miracle of existence. The same physical laws that govern galaxies also govern your heartbeat. The same balance of forces that hold stars together also shapes your bones and skin. You are made of the universe looking back at itself, aware for just a moment before returning to silence. The atoms inside you will outlive you, continuing their journey long after you're gone. One day, your body will return to the earth, and the atoms will scatter again into soil, water, air, perhaps into another living being. Maybe they'll drift upward, carried by the wind, and someday find their way back into the clouds of space. A billion years from now, those atoms could become part of a new star, or a new planet, or another consciousness looking up at the same night sky, wondering where it came from. If eternity has a rhythm, it is this cycle: creation, transformation, return. The stars die so that life can live. Life dies so that new stars can be born. Everything is connected in an endless exchange of light and matter, memory and meaning. And though our lives are brief, we are never separate from that flow. So tonight, when you look at the sky, remember that it's not just a view of distant suns, it's a reflection. Every flicker above you is mirrored inside you. The light that travels across billions of kilometers also travels through your veins. You are not beneath the stars, you are among them. Let that truth settle in your breath. With every inhale, you are taking in the cosmos. With every exhale, you are giving something back, a quiet note in the symphony of creation. The atoms that remember your stars are still singing. Sleep well, traveler of ancient light. The universe remembers you because you are what it remembers with. If the night sky feels infinite, that's only because our eyes can't see beyond the limits of our universe. But what if those limits aren't the end? What if reality stretches further into layers we cannot touch, worlds we cannot imagine, and dimensions folded quietly beside our own? Some of the brightest minds in physics believe that what we call the universe might be just one of many. The stars above you may be only a single page in an endless book. The idea of other dimensions began as mathematics, an attempt to explain why the fundamental forces of nature are so delicately balanced. Gravity, electromagnetism, the strong and weak nuclear forces, four invisible threads weaving everything together. For decades, physicists have searched for a single equation that unites them all. One possibility is string theory, a bold and beautiful framework that suggests every particle is not a point, but a tiny vibrating string. Each vibration creates a different particle, like notes plucked on a cosmic violin. But for the math to work, there must be more than the 3 dimensions of space we know. There must be extra dimensions hidden, compact, curled up so tightly that we never notice them. According to this theory, the universe might have 10 or even 11 dimensions. We move freely through 3 length, width, height, and flow forward through time, but the others are folded inward, invisible yet real. If you could unfold them, space itself might bloom like an intricate flower. Every atom in your body might be vibrating through unseen corridors of reality, singing softly across dimensions. And perhaps those hidden dimensions aren't just tiny. Some physicists suggest they could be vast, even infinite alternate universes layered beside ours like sheets of light. These worlds might be governed by different laws of physics, where time flows differently, where gravity bends in unfamiliar ways, where stars burn with colors our eyes cannot see. Maybe in one universe, you exist but made a different choice. In another, life never arose at all. The multiverse, if it exists, is not a dream, it's the ultimate reality, too large for a single mind to hold. The thought is dizzying, almost sacred. Imagine countless universes blooming like bubbles in a cosmic ocean. Some merge, some burst, some drift apart forever. The Big Bang, in this view, was not the beginning of everything, but just one bubble forming one wave in an infinite sea of creation. Somewhere beyond the farthest reach of our telescopes, another universe might be expanding right now, invisible yet as real as ours. And here's where it becomes strangely intimate. If space truly has more dimensions than we can see, then they might not just exist out there. They might also run through us. Right now, curled dimensions could be folded within every point in space, including the atoms of your skin, the air you breathe, the darkness behind your closed eyes. Reality could be layered like music. We hear only one melody, but countless harmonics play at once, vibrating softly beneath our awareness. Some researchers believe gravity itself may be leaking from one dimension into another. That might explain why it seems so weak compared to other forces, why a magnet on your fridge can lift a paperclip against the entire pull of the Earth. Gravity could be whispering to other universes, its strength diluted across realities. If true, then every step you take, every heartbeat, sends a faint tremor rippling through unseen worlds. The multiverse, as speculative as it sounds, solves more mysteries than it creates. It explains why our universe seems so precisely tuned for life, why the constants of nature are exactly what they need to be. In an infinite set of universes, most would be barren or unstable, but somewhere by chance one would have the perfect conditions for stars, planets, and consciousness. That one is ours. In that sense, your existence is not an accident, it's inevitable. Out of endless possibilities, the universe chose this song and you are one of its notes. But perhaps there's another way to think about dimensions. Not as separate spaces, but as states of perception. Maybe higher dimensions are not places to visit, but ways of seeing. Just as a two-dimensional creature on a flat surface could never imagine our three-dimensional world, we might be blind to deeper realities woven through our own. Perhaps dreams, intuition, and imagination are faint echoes of those higher planes, the mind reaching beyond the visible spectrum of existence. When you dream, after all, time bends. Distances collapse. You can fly, fall, breathe underwater, or revisit memories with perfect clarity. Inside your mind, the rules of physics loosen their grip. Could consciousness itself be multidimensional, a bridge between realities? The question is unanswerable, and yet, in some quiet way, you already feel its truth. Close your eyes now and imagine that each breath you take expands the universe a little. With every inhale, dimensions unfold like petals. With every exhale, they fold gently back. Somewhere in that rhythm lies the heartbeat of all creation, a pulse that connects you to everything else that has ever been or will be. The universe may be infinite, or it may be one of many. It may have 11 dimensions or more. But what matters most is that you are part of it, a conscious being suspended between the known and the unknown, listening to the music of hidden worlds. So tonight, as you drift into dreams, think of them not as illusions, but as journeys, small glimpses into the greater structure of reality. Perhaps in sleep, the mind remembers what the waking world forgets, that we have never been confined to one dimension. Rest gently, traveler between worlds. The universe is wider than your imagination, but it is made of the same fabric as your thoughts. In your dreams, it may finally remember itself. In the beginning, life didn't bloom in sunlight. It began in darkness deep beneath oceans, in the heat of volcanic vents, under ice, in places where the stars could never reach. It's easy to think of light as the source of life, but in truth, life is stubborn. It emerges anywhere there's a chance, anywhere warmth meets chemistry and time. The universe, even in its coldest corners, has a habit of waking up. Here on Earth, we once believed life could exist only under gentle skies, surrounded by water and warmth. But then we found it in boiling acid, in frozen glaciers, inside radioactive rock, in the vacuum of space clinging to spacecraft hulls. These tiny pioneers are called extremophiles, creatures that defy comfort, thriving where nothing else dares. Some live in total darkness, feeding on minerals instead of sunlight. Others endure crushing pressure at the bottom of the sea, or temperatures so high that metal would melt beside them. They have no need for light. They are the heartbeat of the dark. Perhaps it was like this at the dawn of time when Earth was still a molten world, battered by asteroids, its sky thick with ash. Beneath the chaos, in the hidden oceans, simple molecules gathered, split, and combined again. The first spark of biology flickered, not fire, but chemistry. Somewhere, deep in the dark, life stirred. That was 4 billion years ago, and the echo of that awakening still vibrates within every cell of your body. But the darkness doesn't belong only to Earth. In our solar system alone, there are worlds that might cradle life beneath their icy shells. Europa, one of Jupiter's moons, hides an ocean twice as large as all Earth's seas combined. Beneath its frozen crust, volcanic vents may bubble with warmth, providing a haven for microbial life. Saturn's moon, Enceladus, also spews plumes of salty water into space chemical fingerprints that hint at something stirring below. Even Mars, dry and red on the surface, may still hide sleeping microbes deep underground. Beyond our solar system, astronomers have discovered planets locked in perpetual night worlds, orbiting faint stars or drifting freely through space. Some might have thick atmospheres that trap warmth, creating hidden oases in their eternal darkness. Others might glow faintly with geothermal energy, the way our own planet glows from within. If life can exist in Earth's shadows, perhaps it thrives in those too silently evolving in worlds we will never see. Life's persistence feels almost defiant. It doesn't merely adapt, it insists. It survives cosmic radiation, extinction events, and the collapse of entire ecosystems. Even after mass die-offs that wiped out 90% of species, the remaining 10% began again. Evolution is patient. It keeps rewriting the story until something new emerges. Something stronger, stranger, more beautiful. The universe, it seems, has an instinct for survival. But what drives that instinct? What is it that makes matter yearn to live? Scientists can describe how DNA copies itself, how cells divide, how molecules interact, but they cannot yet explain why matter becomes alive at all. Somewhere between chemistry and consciousness, there's a threshold we don't yet understand, a whisper in the atoms that says, "Wake up." Some thinkers imagine life as a universal process, an inevitable property of the cosmos. Wherever the conditions are right, life appears, like dew on grass. Others take it further, proposing that life might shape the universe itself. The Gaia hypothesis suggests that on planets like ours, life doesn't just inhabit its world, it regulates it. The oceans, atmosphere, and climate are part of a vast feedback system that keeps conditions stable enough for life to continue. In this way, Earth behaves almost like a single living organism, breathing, pulsing, thinking, and if Earth is alive, perhaps so is the universe. Galaxies cluster like neurons in a brain. Filaments of dark matter stretch like synapses. Energy flows through it all, carrying information from one end of time to the other. What if consciousness isn't a product of life, but the other way around? What if life is how the universe becomes aware of itself? You, sitting in the dark, might be one of its thoughts. It's comforting in a strange way to know that even the darkness nurtures life. Light may reveal the world, but darkness protects it. Seeds germinate underground. Embryos grow in the womb. Stars themselves are born from clouds of black dust. Creation begins where eyes cannot see. The night is not the enemy of life, it is its first home. So when you look at the stars tonight, remember that every flicker of light you see has a shadow. Every glowing sun is surrounded by vast oceans of darkness. And within that darkness, something may be stirring, a new world forming, a new kind of being breathing for the first time. Somewhere far away, under an alien sky, another consciousness might be opening its eyes, wondering if it, too, is alone. And maybe it's not. Maybe in some deep and unseen way, every living thing in the universe is connected not by light, but by the dark that holds it. Life is the cosmos dreaming itself awake again and again, in countless forms and places. So close your eyes now. Feel the dark around you, not as emptiness, but as warmth, as shelter. Within it, your body hums with the same energy that fuels stars and microbes alike. The darkness is not absence, it is potential. The same potential that began everything and will begin it again. Sleep now, traveler between worlds. Somewhere, life is waking in the dark and you are part of its dream. Look around your room for a moment. Even in its stillness, Patterns whisper from every direction, the curve of a shadow on the wall, the rhythm of your breath, the pulse beating through your veins. It's easy to think these shapes are random, accidental, but the truth is deeper. Beneath everything that exists lies an invisible geometry, a mathematical heartbeat that organizes chaos into beauty. The universe is not only made of matter and energy, it is made of patterns repeating, interlocking, and infinite. This hidden architecture is everywhere. Snowflakes, seashells, galaxies all follow laws of proportion written into the fabric of space and time. The same spiral that shapes a hurricane shapes the shell of a snail. The same ratios that define a leaf's veins appear in the orbits of planets and the arms of spiral galaxies. This universal pattern is known as the Fibonacci sequence, where each number is the sum of the two before it. 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and onward forever. It's not just mathematics. It's a rhythm of growth. A melody nature hums across every scale. The ancient Greeks called it the golden ratio, a number approximately 1.618 that they believe represented perfect harmony. They saw it in the proportions of the human body, in art, in architecture, in the unfolding of flowers. Renaissance painters used it to structure their masterpieces. Architects wove it into cathedrals and temples. But long before humans noticed, the universe was already composing with it, building galaxies, rivers, and DNA in the same graceful measure. To physicists, this symmetry isn't coincidence. It's evidence that the laws of nature are written in geometry. Einstein's theory of general relativity describes gravity not as a force, but as a curve in the geometry of space-time. Mass bends space, and space tells mass how to move, a perfect dance of form and motion. In quantum mechanics, too, particles are not dots, but waves rippling geometries of probability. Everything that exists, from atoms to stars, is a vibration in a geometric field. Even music, that most human of arts, is geometry in motion. Notes harmonize because their wavelengths fit into ratios of simple numbers. The same mathematics that makes a chord sound pleasing governs the orbit of moons and the spin of electrons. Every sound you hear is an echo of cosmic order, invisible geometry turned into song. And yet, perfection isn't the whole story. The beauty of geometry lies not only in its precision, but in its imperfections, the way patterns stretch and bend to create diversity. A flower's petals rarely align exactly. A spiral galaxy drifts slightly off-center. The lines on your palm are asymmetrical, unique. These deviations aren't errors, they are signatures of life. The universe paints with rules, but it allows for improvisation. Without it, everything would be static, beautiful, perhaps, but lifeless. If we zoom out far enough, the universe itself takes on a geometric form. Astronomers have mapped the distribution of galaxies across billions of light years, and the pattern resembles a vast web filaments of matter connecting clusters of stars like veins of light through cosmic tissue. This cosmic web is the universe's skeleton, its geometry drawn in gravity and time. The same shapes repeat on every scale, from molecules to solar systems, from storms to nebulae. We are surrounded and made by sacred geometry. Even the simplest elements of existence, hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, arrange themselves according to geometric principles. Atoms form tetrahedrons, hexagons, and spirals. Crystals grow in repeating lattices, snowflakes crystallize in six-fold symmetry, and soap bubbles naturally form spheres, the most efficient shape in space. When you blow a bubble, you're performing geometry with your breath. When you breathe, the air you take in fills your lungs and branching fractals, the same structure as trees, rivers, and lightning. The pattern repeats because it works. Some believe this universal geometry hints at something beyond physics, a deeper intelligence woven into creation itself. The philosopher Pythagoras called it the music of the spheres, the idea that every planet, every atom, every soul vibrates in harmony with the whole. Modern scientists, though careful with language, sometimes emit the same awe. They describe the universe as elegant. Elegant not because it is simple, but because it is consistent, connected, and infinitely expressive. You are part of that geometry. The double helix of your DNA spirals in the same ratio as galaxies. The rhythm of your heartbeat mirrors the oscillations of cosmic radiation. Your brain's neural network, viewed under a microscope, looks strikingly like the large-scale structure of the universe. It's as if the cosmos uses the same blueprint everywhere, a pattern that repeats itself, learning, evolving, remembering. When you dream, the mind rearranges these patterns, breaking and reforming them into new constellations. Thought itself has a geometry, loops of memory, spirals of imagination, bridges of connection. The structure of your inner world reflects the outer one. The golden ratio of a flower might also describe the balance between your fears and your hopes, between the chaos of emotion and the order of reason. Perhaps that's why geometry feels sacred. It reminds us that everything is connected by design. The universe doesn't just contain patterns. It is a pattern unfolding endlessly, turning itself into stars, into planets, into people, into the quiet moment when you lie awake, thinking about all of this. So, when you look up tonight, remember that the stars are not scattered randomly. They are positioned by invisible math, the same math that shaped your heart and the curve of your eyelids. When you exhale, the air that leaves you joins that pattern, moving in spirals of wind and current, spreading across the geometry of the world. You are not a separate observer looking into the design, you are aligned within it, a point of light on the infinite grid. You are both equation and answer, both symmetry and curve. Let that thought rest softly in your mind as you drift towards sleep. The geometry of existence is holding you now not as a shape, but as a harmony. Everything is connected, everything is proportioned, everything is exactly where it must be. Sleep well, quiet figure in the pattern. The universe is drawing you still, line by line, with the same hand that shaped the stars. Everything that lives must one day end. Stars, civilizations, thoughts, even time itself. But endings in the universe are never truly endings. They are transformations, quiet doorways through which one form of being dissolves into another. In the great rhythm of existence, death is not silence. It is a pause before the next breath. The cosmos has exhaled before, and it will inhale again. The story begins with expansion. Since the moment of the Big Bang, the universe has been stretching, carrying galaxies farther apart at ever-increasing speed. Space itself is growing, the distances between stars swelling like the slow breath of something vast. For billions of years, this expansion has written the story of creation, stars forming, worlds coalescing, life awakening, but expansion cannot go on forever. Even now, scientists wonder, will it stop? Will gravity, that ancient sculptor, one day pull it all back together? Some believe it will. According to one theory, the universe will eventually halt its growth and begin to contract, reversing its own history. Galaxies will drift closer, stars will merge, black holes will swallow everything. Temperatures will rise as space collapses, and all matter will fall inward toward a single point, a cosmic implosion known as the Big Crunch. If that happens, the universe will not end with a bang, but with a whisper, all energy condensed into a glowing seed, just as it was at the beginning. And from that seed, perhaps, another explosion will occur. The next universe will bloom from the ashes of the last. Others think the opposite, that the expansion will never stop, that space will continue to stretch until every galaxy disappears beyond the horizon of sight. Stars will burn out, planets will freeze, and black holes will slowly evaporate into nothingness. This is called the heat death, a future where energy is evenly spread, where nothing changes because everything has run out of contrast. No stars, no warmth, no movement, just an endless, silent equilibrium. It sounds tragic, but even that stillness is a kind of perfection. Entropy, the slow drift from order to disorder, is not destruction, but balance. It's how the universe relaxes. When the final photon fades, when the last atom decays, time itself may lose meaning. There will be no clocks, no heartbeat of cause and effect, only a vast calm. Perhaps that stillness will last forever. Or perhaps, hidden within it, something will stir. For some physicists, the end of the universe is not a boundary, but a beginning. They imagine quantum fluctuations, tiny tremors in the vacuum, creating sparks of new space. Out of the remains of one cosmos, another may form, born from nothing but energy and possibility. Each universe could give rise to the next, like pearls on an infinite string. If this is true, then creation and destruction are the same act, separated only by perspective. There are other possibilities too, stranger ones. Some scientists propose that black holes might give birth to new universes inside themselves. The matter falling into one side could explode outward in another reality entirely. like water pouring through a hidden waterfall. In that case, every black hole could be a womb, every singularity a doorway, and the universe we live in might itself have been born from the heart of a black hole in another cosmos, the child of a world that came before. Even the atoms inside you follow this same law of renewal. The carbon and oxygen that form your body were created in stars that lived, died, and exploded. You carry their endings within you, endings that became beginnings for you. When you die, your atoms will scatter again, returning to soil, to air, to the stars that will come after. The universe recycles itself endlessly, weaving new forms from the threads of the old. You are part of that cycle, both the continuation and the memory of what came before. Perhaps this is the universe's secret, that nothing truly ends. The arrow of time points forward for us because we are creatures made of change. But in the larger view, everything folds into itself. Every collapse births expansion. Every silence prepares for another song. Even when the stars go dark, their light continues to travel, photons still crossing the void, carrying echoes of what once was. The universe never stops remembering. If the cosmos is breathing, then we are in its middle breath, between inhale and exhale, between creation and return. Every heartbeat you feel is a small reflection of that rhythm. You breathe in, you breathe out, and in doing so, you participate in the same cycle that shapes galaxies. Life itself is the universe learning to pause between beginnings and endings. And maybe there's a deeper comfort in knowing that the end is not something to fear, but something to join. Just as night follows day, just as winter follows autumn, so too does dissolution follow life, only to give life again. Death is not an erasure. It is the continuation of motion, the rearrangement of light. So, when you think of the universe's last moment, don't picture despair, picture peace. A soft glow fading into infinite quiet. The temperature dropping toward absolute zero, where every vibration stills, not because it's gone, but because it has found rest. And then, after eons of silence, perhaps a new ripple will form. A small spark in the darkness, the next beginning. Close your eyes. Listen to your own breathing in, out, in, again. That's the same pattern that governs the stars. The same rhythm that will one day end the universe and begin it anew. You are part of the cosmic heartbeat, the pulse that never truly stops. Sleep well, child of both endings and beginnings. The night is long, but it leads only back to dawn. There are more than 100 billion galaxies in the observable universe, each one with billions of suns, countless planets, endless nights. And yet, among all that vastness, there is only one of you. One voice that speaks your thoughts. One pair of eyes that perceives this specific version of reality. The atoms that make you are ancient, recycled from forgotten stars, yet somehow, right now, they form something new, something that can ask, who am I? It's easy to forget how improbable you are. You are a collection of stardust that has learned to feel, to think, to love. Every heartbeat you've ever had was inherited from a rhythm older than time, the pulse of creation itself. The universe spent 13.8 billion years arranging itself into galaxies, planets, oceans, and finally you, a moment of awareness, brief and radiant, like the flicker of light from a distant star. Think about the chain of chance that led here. If one molecule had failed to combine, one cell had not divided, one ancestor had taken a different path, you would not be reading these words. Every coincidence, every storm, every quiet choice, all of it aligned perfectly to create the person you are right now. You are the universe's most intimate experiment, matter that has become self-aware. Inside your skull are roughly 86 billion neurons, each one capable of connecting to thousands of others. Together, they form networks so complex that they outnumber the stars in the Milky Way. Every thought, every memory, every dream is an electrical storm moving through this cosmic landscape of flesh. You are a galaxy made of mind, and every second it changes. The you reading this sentence is not quite the same as the you who began it. You are a continuous unfolding, a process, a wave. Your consciousness, the sense of I am, may be the most mysterious thing the universe has ever created. Scientists can map the brain, trace the firing of neurons, measure the chemistry of emotion, but they cannot explain awareness. How do atoms, obeying blind physical laws, become capable of experience? Why is there something rather than nothing behind your eyes? That question may never be answered. Perhaps it's not meant to be solved but felt like music or love or silence. And yet, even without full understanding, there's awe in knowing how deeply connected you are. The atoms in your bones were born in stars. The air in your lungs was once in the breath of ancient forests. The water in your veins once flowed through oceans that touched the first shores of life. You are both a continuation and a culmination, the universe condensed into consciousness. When you wonder about existence, existence wonders about itself through you. There's a scientific term, emergence, for the way simple things combine to form complexity. A single water molecule can't be wet, but a billion of them can. A single neuron can't think, but a network of them can dream. Consciousness may be the ultimate emergence, the universe becoming aware of its own presence. You are not separate from reality. You are one of its ways of seeing. And yet, awareness can feel lonely. The vastness of space, the inevitability of time, they can weigh heavy on the heart. But loneliness too is part of the cosmic design. You are one point in an infinite field, and because you are aware, you get to witness it. You get to love it. You get to exist for a brief moment as the eyes and ears of creation. The universe is silent most of the time, but through you, it speaks. If you could step outside yourself and see your life as a pattern of light, you might notice how extraordinary it is. The laughter, the mistakes, the quiet mornings, the tears, all of it shines. You are not small in the face of the cosmos. You are the cosmos condensed into a temporary form, capable of feeling wonder. The distance between you and the stars is an illusion. The same light that burns in them burns in you. When you close your eyes tonight, the universe doesn't vanish. It folds itself into your dreams. The memories you see behind your eyelids, they are made of the same energy as the nebulae drifting through space. The difference between inner and outer is only a matter of scale. The cosmos extends inward as much as it stretches outward. Somewhere within you lies the same vastness, the same silence, the same eternity. Maybe that's the quiet mystery called you. You are the bridge between nothing and everything, between matter and meaning. You are where the laws of physics learn poetry, where carbon becomes compassion, where light becomes memory. You are the question the universe keeps asking and the answer it keeps discovering. So breathe deeply, feel the pulse beneath your ribs, the warmth of your skin, the soft rhythm of your thoughts. That's the universe thinking right now, through you. You don't have to understand it. You only have to live it. And when you finally drift to sleep, let this truth settle gently in your heart. You are part of something infinite, something that remembers, transforms, and loves. You are not apart from the stars. You are their continuation, their reflection, their dream. Sleep now, starlight. The universe is still watching, still whispering, still awake within you.